Welcome to Manifested Publishers.
Hello learners, welcome to our today's lesson. We are learning chemistry form 2. The topic is chemical families and patterns in properties. In our previous lesson, we discussed the reaction of alkali metals with water, where we say that when alkali metals react with water, they lead to formation of an alkaline solution, that is hydroxides of these metals, and hydrogen gas is produced. So I hope you still remember those reactions. You can be able to write the chemical equation. But still remember that I left with the assignment, and the assignment was to write balanced chemical equations for the reaction between lithium and water, sodium and water, and reaction between potassium and water. I hope you have done that. In this lesson, we are going to look at or discuss the reaction between alkali metals and chlorine gas. So reaction between alkali metals and chlorine. Therefore, I will start by maybe giving you a small demonstration or illustration on that. So experiment. And the aim of this experiment is just ask yourself the reaction, or is the reaction between sodium and chlorine. Reaction between sodium and chlorine. So if we have a simple procedure, the procedure would be first you cut a small piece of sodium metal and put it on a diffragrating spoon. So cut a small piece of sodium metal and place it or put it on a diffragrating spoon. Remember, we said that alkali metals are reactive metals, and therefore you should use small pieces. Diffragrating spoon, I hope you still remember in Form 1, was one of the apparatus we learned in Form 1, and they say that a diffragrating spoon is used for holding substances as they are being burnt. So diffragrating spoon. Then warm the piece of sodium. Warm the piece of sodium and lower it into a gas jar containing chlorine gas. So after warming the piece of sodium metal which is on a diffragrating spoon, they are supposed now to lower it into a gas jar containing chlorine gas. There's a disclaimer here, there's a precaution. This experiment should take place in a fume chamber or on an open place. The reason is chlorine gas is very poisonous. Chlorine is a poisonous gas, and therefore this experiment should take place in a fume chamber or in an open place. Remember, this chlorine can affect your respiratory system, and therefore that is why you should not come into contact with it. So carry the experiment in a fume chamber. When sodium, or the warm piece of sodium metal which warmed on a deflagrating spoon, then you lowered it into a gas jar containing chlorine, then a reaction is going to take place, and this reaction will lead to, the reaction leads to formation of white fumes. The reaction leads to formation of white fumes, and the white fumes is now sodium chloride. Then the equation for the reaction will be sodium reacts with chlorine gas, leading to formation of sodium chloride solid. Therefore, to balance the equation, they need a 2 and another 2. Therefore, the color of sodium chloride is white. That is the color of sodium chloride. It is white in color. So that's what happens when you do this experiment. Remember again, I've told you that always use small pieces of these metals because sodium is a very reactive metal, and it is highly reactive. Remember again, in the previous lesson we said it is very vigorous, or the reaction is more vigorous. Therefore, it can even explode into a flame, and therefore use small pieces. And remember always, experiments involving poisonous gases should take place in a fume chamber. So therefore, that is how sodium reacts with chlorine gas, and that's what I wanted you to understand in this lesson. In the next lesson, we are going to discuss the reaction between chlorine and lithium, and also the reaction between chlorine gas and potassium. But I will leave you with this question, and the question is, write a balanced chemical equation for the reaction between chlorine gas and sodium metal. Chlorine gas and sodium metal. So write a balanced chemical equation for the reaction between chlorine gas and sodium metal. The next lesson, we are discussing the reaction between lithium and chlorine, and also potassium and chlorine. Meet you in the next lesson.